Good morning, YouTube. Casual Tommy on my way to work. Well, a little special day for me today. Today is actually my 30th birthday. I know the bald head would usually suggest a bit older, but today is my 30th. Very exciting day for me, very emotional day for me, to be fair. I've been through a lot throughout my 30 years so far. I thought I'd share some words with you. Maybe you can take something from it, or get to maybe know me a little bit better. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing an Omega Speedmaster Reduced. It's actually my 30th birthday gift from myself, my wife, well, my fiancée, soon-to-be wife. I love this little piece, actually. It's wanted it for 10 years. Never actually pulled the trigger on it. But I finally have, and it's very special for me. It's a keeper. It's going to be in my collection forever. It's my 30th birthday present, so it's pretty important to me. It's something I've longed for a very long time. So, a little brief, just on how I'm feeling today for my 30th. I've done a little bit of reflecting. I've reflected on the last 30 years and tried to put some meaning to it. And I've also thought a lot about what the next 30 hold. And I guess I've got it down to some chapter titles. I think my first 30 years were all about building experience, expanding my perspective, developing memories, and having fun. So I've had a pretty wild 30 years. I've got some stories, which I'll share one day. But that really was what my first 30 were about. And I think my next 30 will all be about health, longevity, and helping people. I've had some pretty significant health scares in the last few months that have really made me recognize that I need to prioritize my health, which I've started doing. Better late than never. I want to make sure that there is some longevity to this life for me. There's a lot for me to achieve, a lot for me to do, a lot of watches to buy, a lot of talking to do, and I want to help people. If spending so much time in hospital made me realize that people need help. Obviously people need help, but seeing it firsthand, and the little things I could do to help people through that really testing time, really felt good and showed me that there's more to this than just transactional helping people. It's actually good for your soul. It's good for people around you. It spreads. Helping people. That's something I want to focus on. So this little bad boy, I like it a lot. 1992 model Speedmaster Reduced. It's actually the third Omega in my collection now. The reason why I chose this over any other variant of the Speedmaster, there's actually an 89 model, which is a two-tone rose gold and steel version, and man, they're beautiful, and they come up for a really good price. Champagne dial, they are stunning. I saw one come up for a very good price while I was in the process of buying this, but I just wanted to get the standard reduced with the more traditional styling, so I did. The main reasons why I went for this over the professional, mainly the size. I'm a small fella, maybe not around my belly, but I'm not a tall guy. I've got skinny wrists, so the 39 is my sweet spot. Even 38, to be honest. I love that it was automatic. I experienced having to wind my watches quite often, and although I do have a few manual wind watches, I know from experience I do prefer autos over manual wind, as I think most reasonable people do when they assess it properly. And this one was recently serviced, so cheaper servicing costs for me moving forward. It's just the perfect watch for me. It really is. So yeah, this is my 30th present. I wanted to share with you what I've got, I'm so happy with it. I had it a month ago. I wore it for a few days to test the accuracy before giving feedback to the user. or the seller, sorry. I'm the user. And it sat in my drawer, not even in my watch box, it sat in my drawer, in its watch box, until this morning, when I finally received it. So, a lot of memories, a lot of emotions flowing with this piece. So, what have I learned over the 10 years of me collecting watches that I'm going to take with me for the next 30? No more impulse buys. I'm sure they'll happen, but I'm really learning from those mistakes of impulse buys. I always end up spending too much, never being able to resell the watches, and being stuck with something that I'm not truly in love with. It's something I definitely have to be aware of. Moving forward, I'm only going to be researching my watches, a lot of in-depth research before purchasing. This was 10 years in the making. I have to assess the watch's place in my collection. That assists in the long-term love affair. And I want to make sure that my collection is rounded, so that it's actually suiting the purpose for me. Right? I'm an office guy. I am into medium to low impact sporting activities and exercises. I don't dive, I don't swim. Maybe when I lose a bit more weight, but not at this point. So I want to make sure that my purchases are well planned, thought out, and don't come from an emotional, impulsive place. So that's not the itch that I want my watches to scratch. So please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. I'm going to start working on how to produce better quality videos. So I'm going to start thinking about camera angles, and I'm going to start thinking about better audio, because I know my car's quite noisy, so I have to work something out there. So yeah, I promise there'll be some better videos coming. So like, comment, subscribe, find me on Instagram, CasualTommy89. We'll go from there. Thanks guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.